You sign off on the enterprise AI licenses. You run the kickoff workshops. The expectation is that the entire team is about to work faster, smarter, and with a lot less friction. But by month 2, that momentum hits a wall. The subscriptions are active, but the daily reality of how your team works hasn't actually shifted. This is the silent bottleneck. Dropping a blank, unguided chat box onto an employee's screen requires them to suddenly possess prompt engineering skills they don't have, to invent the instructions, and to figure out the use case from scratch. What you end up with is one enthusiastic champion on the team pulling brilliant results from the tool, while everyone else quietly goes back to their old habits because they cannot replicate that success. The grand strategy laid out in the leadership slide deck falls apart on the ground. AI adoption remains patchy, outputs are wildly inconsistent, and the actual work keeps coming back to you. The tools themselves are working exactly as programmed. The issue is that dropping a powerful engine into an unmeasured business is a sequencing failure. To fix this, stop guessing what your team needs. Diagnose where the organization is actually stuck. We map an organization's true capability using a 6-dimension readiness framework. Strategy measures whether leadership actually agrees on a clear direction for AI. Data looks at whether your business information is organized well enough for a model to access it usefully. Then there are skills. To build that capability, we use the fluency loop, a repeatable method for every task where you define the context, write the prompt, evaluate the draft, refine it, execute the work, and scale the successful result. Finally, we measure process to see if AI is wired into everyday workflows, governance to ensure usage is controlled, and culture to determine if the entire team has embraced the shift. A vulnerability in any single one of these load-bearing pillars creates a friction point. It silently throttles the capacity of your entire AI investment. Assessing these dimensions generates a specific, measurable organizational archetype and a concrete score. It replaces a vague feeling about your AI rollout with a precise baseline. This chart breaks down those dimension scores. You can see exactly which capabilities are established strengths in purple and which are developing weaknesses in orange, dragging your momentum down. From that data, you get a 90-day roadmap. It sequences specific, prioritized actions across 3 distinct phases, deliberately designed to target and move your lowest scoring dimension first. With your readiness mapped, leadership can stop pointing the team toward a blank chatbot. Instead, deploy specific, context-aware AI roles, like a marketing assistant, tailored directly to your business. A blank chat box sits there, waiting for instructions you might not know how to write. A guided workspace is organized around the roles your company actually relies on every single day. Real business impact happens when tools match measured capability. You replace guesswork with aligned, team-wide workflows. Once the bottleneck clears, you reach an environment where high-volume work actually flows across the organization. Daily tasks like sales follow-ups and proposals are drafted by an AI role, reviewed by a team member, and shipped. They stop piling up on your desk, waiting for your approval and rewriting. This dashboard tracks your organization's progress. Leadership can verify how the entire team's capability improves over time and compare that progress against industry peers. This measurable evidence represents a shift in how the business operates. You have moved from simply paying for software to actively building organizational readiness. It is time to stop wearing every hat and to start with an honest diagnosis of what your team can actually execute. Take the 5-minute AI readiness assessment at go.smartmaya.ai/AI readiness assessment and clear the bottleneck for good.